Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This was from user Throwaway Jelly Girl. My 22 female sister, 19 female, keeps showing off to my boyfriend, 28 male. First, I've always been jealous of my sister. I work hard to keep fit and stuff, but she's just naturally slim, tall, blonde, and has E-cup breasts. She just sits around home and eats junk food and stays super pretty. And I have to go to the gym every day and eat healthy to look half as good as her. A bit under a year ago, I got a boyfriend and he's amazing. He's sweet, kind, and smart, and also super fit and good looking. Relevant because I can't imagine her seeing past that part. But the past 3 months or so, she started getting more flirty with him. At first, it was just jokes and fun, joining us and spending time with us. But lately, it's been more. She almost never wears a bra when he's visiting now, and always wears shirts that are practically see-through. If she's wearing a loose top, she'll find reasons to bend over in front of him. If she's wearing a skirt or shorts, she'll sit with her legs way open facing him so her panties are visible. She will find reasons to brush past him. If she's braless, she'll squeeze past him closer than she needs to so her breasts are against him, or she'll wear tiny shorts and rub past on her tiptoes so her butt brushes his crotch. Our mother denies all this. I tried talking to her a few times and she said it's sister's house too, she can dress how she wants. And, well, if he's looking at your sister, that's his fault. She denies it too, of course, but our brother noticed and I even overheard one of his friends teasing him the other day saying, "I love it when boyfriend's name visits because sister gets practically naked." My boyfriend handles it great. He makes an effort to look away and insists he thinks I'm prettier, but I've noticed him get aroused after she's done something a few times. Like last week, she needed help moving her old TV, and our mother said he should help. As soon as he arrived, my sister went into her room and changed into a loose tank top and didn't put a bra on. And said something about how she didn't want to get sweaty moving stuff, even though he was obviously going to be doing all the work. She made every effort to stretch and bend over. I'm sure he must have seen her nipples when she first did it. Although he was looking at the wall when I was in there, but he was aroused when he finished. I don't know what to do. I trust him, but I hate her doing it. So here's the thing, OP. I don't think your boyfriend only loves you because of how attractive he finds you. But of course I also understand how annoying it must be to be in that situation. So here's what I would do. I would talk to your boyfriend. I would ask him if he notices this behavior on your sister and how he feels about it. Maybe he hasn't said anything to you because of how uncomfortable it makes him feel, and he may think that if he says anything, you might accuse him of looking at your sister and get angry with him. But that's enough out of me. So now let's continue with the community comments to see what kind of advice they gave OP. Isabel Random says, "My sister slept with both of my kids' fathers, and when I started dating my current boyfriend, did the take her bra off and put on a scandalous top thing you mentioned your sister's doing. We haven't spoken in almost 6 years, and my relationship is going on 8 years. Sometimes you have to cut family off to feel safe, which is crappy to think about, but I did it, and to be honest, I feel a lot better for many reasons. She was a toxic person." Al Bondigas says, "If he calls her out, that will make the biggest impact. I know what you're doing and it's disgusting on so many levels. Then grabs you, kisses you, and takes you away for the rest of the day. She's gross. I am a guy and I understand his position, but a good girl like you is a dream come true." Hello Sweetie 11 says, "See if he will tell her, with you there and any other people that are normally around, that it's making him extremely uncomfortable when she touches him and changes into proactive clothing when he comes around. That he doesn't like it and it's disrespectful to you. He's going to have to address this and probably embarrass her for it to stop. Once she realizes he's not going to act on anything she's trying to get him to do, she will give up. You pointing it out isn't going to do anything." Well, I agree and also disagree at the same time, if that makes any sense. I agree that at some point he may have to say or do something to call her out. However, it has to be done in a way that can't be like pushed back on him, like him being a pervert or something. For example, him saying that he knows that she changes her clothing when he comes around and dresses down, or that she's brushing up against him on purpose, That's something that she has already denied and nobody's paying attention to except for your brother's friends, and she can definitely call him out as a pervert and switch the whole situation, and that is just worse. But maybe being like, hey, do you need to go in front of me or something to get where you want to go? Can't you ask me to move or something like that? Call her out in that kind of way, like not even acknowledging what she's trying to do, but actually just showing how uncomfortable he is being around her. Personally, I've never been in any situation similar to that, so I can't speak from experience, but this other route is the one that makes more sense to me. What do you guys think? How do you think OP and her boyfriend should face this situation? Let me know in the comment section. And now, let's move on with the update to see what ended up happening. Hi, I just thought I'd make an update post. Not long after my post, she wore a crochet sweater with no bra and her assets were clearly visible. We were in the kitchen and she came out to join us with no real intention but to show off. Boyfriend and I just started talking about people embarrassing themselves and he kissed me and kind of semi-made out and he said loudly that I'm the only girl he'll ever want. The next morning, we all talked together and just asked her why she does it. She tried to deny it and we talked again later and had a deep and meaningful conversation about finding her a boyfriend. She did it a few times after, but has mostly stopped. Update 2. We talked again today. She broke down and admitted how messed up it is and how much trouble she's been having and how her ex and some other guys were harassing her for a while. She knows it's no excuse and might find a counselor or something. Okay, OP, well then, problem solved. And you guys solved it in a different way that I didn't even consider, so good for you. Also, I think it's great that your sister owned up to how messed up it was what she was doing, and I hope she gets the help that she needs to be able to move forward without any kind of bigger issues. So, all the best to you, OP, and your boyfriend, and for your sister to get help. As for the rest of us, we are now going to move on to another post. This one's from user, It's Gonna Be Courthouse. My coworker, 45 male, often interjects his opinion on my 27 female soon-to-be wedding. My fiance and I have been together for 10 years and decided to tie the knot this upcoming summer. I have this coworker who doesn't listen at all. It's his way or not at all. My coworker, Jack, has assigned himself to be our florist after overhearing my conversation to my friend. He mentioned that he used to be a florist before working at our store. I never asked Jack to be our florist. I've politely told him no, we already have our flowers arranged. He asked where we're getting married. I told him courthouse. He gasped and acted all dramatic about it and muttering that it wasn't romantic enough. We haven't talked since then. Now, since it's Valentine's Day, Jack brings up the flower thing again since he was working the floral section in our grocery store. I told him again that we already had our flowers. It was in one ear and out the other. He kept talking about how he was excited for my big day and the flowers were gonna be so pretty, etc. I've walked away and pretty much haven't said anything about my wedding to anyone because this guy just doesn't get it. I'm fed up and have been avoiding Jack because that's all he wants to talk about. I've told him so many times. What else can I do? First, OP, I would ask you a question. Are you inviting anybody from work to your wedding? I know it's a courthouse wedding and you don't need to invite anybody from work if you don't want to, but maybe this guy didn't get an invitation or something and this is his way of trying to get himself invited to your wedding? I don't know, maybe. I mean, don't get me wrong, what he is doing is absolutely rude and he should just, take it clear and simple. He's not invited and you don't want or need his help. I don't know if, apart from talking to him about it, there's much else that you could do. I would make it very clear that he is absolutely not invited to your wedding, even if that means it'll be a little bit awkward around him, and also tell him that if he spends any money buying flowers or anything like that, that you will not be paying him back. Maybe, to be on the safe side, do that in front of somebody else so that there's actually a witness in case he makes a big deal out of it. And then I would just avoid any kind of wedding conversation with him. And if he brings it up and keeps asking you, you just say, well, this is not something I want to discuss with you. End of story. Turn around, walk away. Done. What do you guys think is going on? How would you deal with this if you were in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see the advice that they gave OP. King of Green Apples says, just make sure he does not have full information. Date, time, place. And that no one who does will give him the information. Less he knows, the less damage he can do. No more discussion about any details with him. M. Leek says, you can find some inner peace and keep walking away from conversations you don't want to be a part of. You can keep saying no to Jack, but you already know that won't work. Jack is either a bully who thinks he can weasel his way into something by making himself unpleasant enough, or he just isn't playing with a full deck. Either way, you don't have to play along with a bully or an idiot. There is no contract, and there will not be. You've told him he doesn't have a florist's job. Sounds like you've told him in earshot of others. You're golden. Just keep on walking away. Atomic Pudding says, don't tell anything else about the wedding to anyone. Ask others to not tell him anything about the wedding either. Talk to your vendors and make sure no one but you and your fiancé are allowed to change stuff. Also, make sure to set passwords with them. That means that you need to give them the password to change anything. It's to prevent others from changing things without your consent. Make sure that you do that last one to the florist. Explain them the situation and ask to report to you if a guy calls in trying to cancel their services. Keep walking away. If you want, you could try talking to the person in charge of both of you and ask them to talk to Jack to back off. Check with your HR if it's possible to just make a report, but ask them to not take action yet. HRs can do that apparently, but ask to make sure. This way, they'll be aware of the situation and will only interfere if it escalates or you ask them to. This could protect you if Jack tries to report you for excluding him or something else. Good luck. Alright, well, so most of the advice was pretty similar, walk away and make sure he doesn't know anything about anything. The last person did go very thoroughly into a lot more points. I did like the password thing, but I think that's like a common thing. Anyways, let's now move on to the update to see what ended up happening. Hello. Thank you all for the comments. I know it's been almost 2 weeks since my last post. Some of y'all offered some great advice. Again, thank you. So here's what happened since my last post. I went back to work the next day and Jack was off. It was blissful. I didn't see him the rest of the week because he went back to Montana to see some family. I only knew his whereabouts because another coworker felt the need to inform me. Anywho, Jack gets back that weekend and on Monday he runs into me as we clock in. Immediately he begins to describe Montana. His sister was getting married in a small wedding. The colors, the flowers. I express my congratulations to his sister and start heading to my department. We don't see each other until lunch break. I'm sitting down enjoying my leftovers when Jack comes over and starts in on what he has in mind for my wedding. Even so far as mentioning price brackets. I put up my hand and tell him to stop. I tell him that my fiancé and I are doing a courthouse wedding. It may not be romantic in his eyes, but it's what we want to do and what we are looking forward to doing. I also told him that he needs to drop the subject as we are not changing our minds. He starts apologizing and saying that he didn't realize that I was serious about the courthouse. I just shook my head and told Jack again to stop talking about it before I walked away from him. Yesterday, I heard from another coworker that Jack was upset and didn't mean to cross lines with me. At this point, I don't care. I said my piece and I'm super happy that I stood my ground. I will keep doing this because it feels so good to not be a doormat. I should have done this sooner. Thank you again. Alright OP, good, problem solved. You confronted him in a stronger tone and finally he got the point. Now I would say that you just need to make sure that he has no way of turning this into you making it a hostile work environment or something like that. Anyways, kudos to you OP for standing up for yourself and congratulations on your upcoming wedding. Hopefully by the summertime life's gonna be a little bit more normal and restrictions are not gonna be so hard. In the meantime OP, take care and stay safe. And so we've reached the end of the video. I truly hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Also, if you feel like chatting with others from this community, you can always join my Discord server and check out my subreddit. I'll leave the links in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video.